Yo, YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy back at y'all with another video, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Y'all know the vibe. So, the NFL fans and the Cleveland Brown fans, especially, yesterday got exactly what they wanted, all season long. They got to see Shedeur Sanders play, man. And, after that after last week when they threw him in the game and no first team reps, he looked pretty bad out there, you know what I'm saying? 4 of 12 passing, an interception. It just didn't look good. But against the Raiders, man, Shedeur Sanders picks up, his first career win with the Cleveland Browns. And he played a really solid game, man. 209 yards. He had an interception and he had a touchdown, but it was his performance, man, I ain't gonna lie, was better than anything that we've seen from Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he was rolling to the right, and then he hit that pass, and then he had the sidelines going crazy. That's kind of what we've been waiting for as NFL fans, man, for the longest. Giving Shedeur Sanders getting an opportunity to play and proving his worth in the league. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man. Deion Sanders was also in the building as well. So it was fun to see Shedeur Sanders ball out, man. I heard Deshaun Watson has been very, very supportive of him, throughout the entire process, which is really good to see because we all know Deshaun Watson, man. He was supposed to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, but he just could never get right. So Shedeur Sanders, had to step in there. Dylan Gabriel, we us as NFL fans have been saying this for the longest. We never thought Dylan Gabriel was any good. Now, hopefully, I wish him nothing but a speedy recovery, because he was checked into concussion protocol. But I just don't see him getting this spot back. I think that the locker room and the fans, this is what they've been waiting for. It sucks that the Cleveland Browns waited until they were 2-8 to make this switch. You know what I'm saying? But they did make the switch, and that's really all that it comes down to. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders and them boys, man, for getting the dub yesterday. I really don't have much to say on this topic because this has been a long time coming. I mean, I kind of predicted this to happen. Eventually Shedeur was gonna play. We just didn't necessarily know when it was gonna happen. But I wish it would, for the Cleveland Browns' sake, though, man. I really wish it would have happened, earlier in the season because if you look at the Cleveland Browns and the division that they're in right now, the Cincinnati Bengals aren't very good. Uh, the Steelers are okay. You know what I mean. But they can be beat though. We've seen it. And who else is in that division? Cleveland. You got Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore hasn't really been that great either. Lamar Jackson was hurt. So I just really wish that they would have made this switch a lot sooner, just to give themselves an opportunity in the AFC North to actually even compete for a spot in the playoffs, man. Because the Cleveland Browns have a good defense. You know what I mean? It's just Kevin Stefanski was just being too stubborn and was too in love with Dylan Gabriel to make the switch at quarterback to give the team a better chance to win. Because we all know who the better quarterback is out of those between the two of those guys, man. It's Shedeur Sanders. It always was Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Dylan Gabriel will ever be better than Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish that like I said, I just wish the Cleveland Browns would have did this a lot sooner, man. But the Cleveland Browns are 2-8 at the moment, and they're really not fighting for anything. I just think that the only thing that the Cleveland Browns can really do now is just kind of see what they have in Shedeur, and I think that's what they'll do. I don't know who they play next week, but I feel like the Oakland Raiders. I said the Oakland Raiders. The Vegas Raiders were an okay test for them, especially for Shadeur's first game starting. Geno Smith is ass. Ashton Genty is being handcuffed by Chip Kelly and his play calling, who, by the way, Chip Kelly just got fired, not too long ago after me making this video. So Yeah, the Oakland Raiders are actually doing smart, making smart moves now. Firing Chip Kelly, but they also need to get rid of Geno Smith, man. They traded a pick, and they paid this man a bag. Drafted Ashton Genty, six overall pick behind a bad O line. But honestly, I just think that Ashton Genty needs a better play caller, man. He needs a better play caller. He needs somebody in there that's gonna call plays and stuff, and utilize him to the best of his abilities, man. That's why I kind of wish they would have kept Antonio Pierce in there. Antonio Pierce was a fan favorite. The fans really loved him. The players really loved Antonio Pierce, and they got rid of him for Pete Carroll. You know what I mean? Pete Carroll bringing in Geno Smith messed up the Raiders' entire organization. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Shedeur Sanders and them boys, man, for getting this dub. I love to see it, and hopefully Shedeur Sanders, remains the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future, man, for the Cleveland Browns. Now, do the Cleveland Browns, if even if Shedeur Sanders ends up playing good the rest of the way, do the Cleveland Browns still go after a quarterback in this draft? I don't think so, just because of how weak the quarterback class is this year. And really, the only quarterback that stands out to me right now in college football is Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza of the Indiana Hoosiers. That boy can ball. You know what I'm saying? He can flat out ball. Other than that, I don't really know anybody else besides him. You know what I'm saying? That's coming out this year, in the draft. If out of all the quarterbacks though, that's probably the guy I would pick, you know. But I don't even think the Cleveland Browns will even have a shot at getting Fernando Mendoza. So they might have to ride it out with Shedeur Sanders. So the draft class, the QB draft class, excuse me, being as bad as it is this year, I think gives Shedeur Sanders a lot more time to figure out how to play quarterback in this league, and he doesn't have to rush himself because the NFL is a production based business. You know what I'm saying? It's what have you done for me lately. So consistency is key, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just have to wait and see, man. But I think Shedeur Sanders was built for this, and I think he'll prevail, man. I think he'll be all right in Cleveland. Uh, the locker room seems to gravitate towards him, and the fans seem to really like him too, man. So that's always a good thing. But I'm just interested to see how everything will play out when he actually goes back to Cleveland to play. You know what I'm saying? With the fans behind him and all that. But other than that, man, like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about Shedeur Sanders' first start as an NFL quarterback against the Raiders, man. Let's have a discussion about it in the comments, man. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.